Hi, my name's Thais and welcome back to my channel. So, if you've looked at a few of my videos, you might know that I've already made a video like this a year ago. And that was after my sophomore year of college, and I figured that my sophomore year and my junior year of college are very different experiences with very different people, and I think I've learned a few more things that I want to share. The first lesson that I learned is to push yourself even when you're unsure. This means doing what scares you. This means pushing outside your comfort zone. It means trying to move past the possible imposter syndrome that you might feel. Push yourself. Do what you think that you can't do. I mean, pushing outside your comfort zone is how you expand it, and I also think that it's extremely fulfilling, and it's what gains you more skills, more knowledge, more abilities, but it also grows your confidence. I ran for a nutrition and fitness internship, and I did the interview and I got in, and even in the very beginning I wondered if I was ready for something like this. It seemed very daunting, least to say, and I obviously stuck with it, and I did it anyway. Honestly impressed myself, and it was very fulfilling work. It made me realize this is something I really like to do, and I really want to keep doing it. And even though it scared the crap out of me sometimes to do it, especially in the beginning, sticking with it and getting to do what I did opened up so many doors for me, not only in terms of like opportunities, but just mentally speaking. Because, for example, my public speaking skills are a lot better now because I was constantly forced to do presentations and teach and talk, and I realized that I like it. And it doesn't have to be in big things like the ones that I'm describing. It could literally be something small. In fact, that's actually probably how you should start. You want to take small steps in pushing yourself outside your comfort zone. I mean, yeah, you could flop, but we're gonna flop in life anyway, so might as well go and try something new, because if you don't try, you'll never know. Second one is avoid drama. There is going to be a lot of it in college. Honestly, like, I thought that once I'd gotten out of high school that there'd be less drama, but I realized that college is a feeding ground for drama, even if you yourself don't love participating in it. Think twice about gossip and what kind of person you want to be, the types of things that you want to talk about and spend your energy on. Next one is be extra. Be goofy, be silly, be weird. Put your all into things. Like, genuinely, who gives a crap what other people think about that? Because I think it makes your experiences so much more fulfilling, your memories so much more vivid and energetic. The types of people that I like to spend my time around are the types of people that will also put their all into things, even if it's so silly and so extra and not necessary at all. Because there are a lot of things we can get away with half-assed, but do you want to half-ass all these things? For example, we hold a lot of home tournaments, and this last year I was friends with the tournament coordinator, and we put a lot of effort into figuring out the different themes and prizes for all the home tournaments. The most recent one we had was banana themed, and I straight up was walking around dressed as a monkey. Other people were dressed as bananas. We baked 9 loaves of banana bread, varying sizes, and people loved it. People loved the energy, and I think that we didn't have to do all that. We did not have to put that much energy in, but it made people enjoy themselves more, and if not, it made us enjoy ourselves more. And now we can look back at those pictures and those videos and that memory, and I think it's just so worth it. Another example I have is we had gone to Indiana for a club nationals tournament, and the women's foil ended up having to stay pretty late. We fenced until about 12 in the morning. It was rough. We were tired. We honestly didn't want to keep going because we were already in the losers bracket, so we felt, what was the point of fencing these next 2 schools? But we did it anyway, and I'm so glad that we did, because at least I personally felt like I was actually pretty happy with how I did and the experience of it. And we didn't have to do it, but we did, and I'm so glad that I did. So be extra, do it to your fullest, don't half-ass things. Well, there are some things you could half-ass, but you'll know when you know. It's normal for your body to change. We fluctuate a lot. Our bodies fluctuate a lot. I know what it feels like to look in the mirror and not be always so happy with what I see, or to look at my habits and not be happy. Oh, I should be going to the gym more. Oh, I should eat less, or literally whatever it is. Our bodies change, they fluctuate. You don't want to look the same now as what you did when you were 15. Also recognize that there are different circumstances. Maybe you don't have as much time to do this one thing, you don't have as much time to eat, you've got work, you are going through something, and that's impacting what you feel like doing. Our bodies are usually like clay, and we're capable of molding them and changing them, and that's all part of the process. You know, sometimes you have the same lump of clay and you work through it a bunch of times, and what a silly analogy, but I hope you guys know what I mean. So be empathetic of yourself, be understanding of yourself, recognize that as time goes, things will change, whether it's noticeable or not. Work on that and do it out of love, not out of hatred, because we did not get created and put into this life to punish ourselves at every moment and to feel like we have to punish ourselves mentally or physically. I think this is a perfect lead in to the next one, which is be aware of how you take care of yourself. This, I think, falls into two main spheres for me. The first is more general lifestyle things, especially in college. Like, college is full of unhealthy norms, lifestyles, and habits, toxic cultures. But the first sphere, I would say, is more of, are you eating enough food? Are you drinking enough fluids and water and hydration? Are you sleeping enough? Are you giving yourself time to rest? There's like mental rest, there's emotional rest, there's social, there's physical, there's spiritual. There are so many different kinds, and I could maybe make a video on that in the future and break down what the differences are and what different self-care can look like for each one of them. If you've ever found yourself in a situation where somebody is suggesting to you some kind of form of self-care and you try it and you feel like you don't feel much better, it could also be because you're not recovering the right part of yourself. And it doesn't mean you have to be perfect. You know, it happens. You have class, you have an exam to cram for, you've got work, you've got something. There's always different circumstances for why we can't always be perfect or great about certain things. But when you can, try to create some kind of sustainable way to make sure that you're taking care of yourself properly. I'd say the second sphere is a little bit more toxic, and that has to do with drinking cultures, drug cultures, you know, party culture in general, as well as attitudes towards things like body image, even intelligence and being academically smart, dictating how smart you feel as a person. We all want to have fun. We want to indulge in things, especially in college, because that's usually when people are just entering the age range where they can drink, or they can do a certain drug, or they can go out and, you know, have the independence of being able to go out to parties. Like, there are a lot of different reasons why we do it, and I totally get that. But being aware of how it reflects on your health mentally, physically, especially things like peer pressure, social pressures, feeling like you have to go out to the club or party. I go to a really big party school, so this culture is very familiar to me. I also live in the part of the city that has all of the bars and the frats, so I'm also in close proximity. A lot of the people in my building are the types of people that love to go out and drink and party. Balance is what everything's about. It's not about not doing it, it's just about checking with yourself, like I said, and being aware of how it can impact you. And the last thing that I just wanted to talk about was, you are not everyone else. There's, you know, that herd mentality, pack mentality. You start to sometimes lose your sense of individuality in college, you know, whether it's your appearance or your behavior, your lifestyle, making sure you're hanging out with people whose beliefs and lifestyles align with your own. Make sure that you feel good around the people that you're with. Make sure that you feel good with yourself. And it's so cliche, realizing that it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And it's not just about the journey because it's like, oh, it's about the little things. Like, also, sometimes we don't know what our destination is, and the journey is actually what helps us figure out where we want to go. It helps us experience different things and learn about ourselves, grow, have a life. And fixating on this one destination, oftentimes when we achieve a big goal, you do feel satisfaction, you do feel good, but it doesn't last. And constantly striving to get that high over and over and over again, and just for it to fall flat. Life is about all those little things. It's about the stepping stones, and they're not always going up either. You will run into walls, they'll go down and then back up. It happens, and embracing it sometimes helps with the struggles of it. None of what I'm saying, I don't want it to be taken in a sense that you have to be perfect at this thing, because the reality is that we will not be perfect at things, and putting that pressure on yourself will be very stressful, and it will go against what you're trying to achieve, which is probably a more empathetic, more balanced, consistent life. When you get to check in with yourself and get a sense of who you are, what you need, what you want. This is not about being perfect or doing every single one of these things. It's about trying your best and doing what you can, and when you fall flat, that's okay, because that is all of us. Trust me, that is all of us. So you doing it does not make you any worse than the next person. It doesn't matter if it looks like they're perfect or that everything in their life works out, because we genuinely don't know things like that, and no one's life is like that, regardless of what it looks like. That's everything that I've got for you guys. I'm very glad that you tuned in to watch this, and if you reached all the way to the end, thank you so much. It's so sweet. I hope to see you in my next video, and subscribe if you like the stuff that I'm putting out and you want to see more of it, and obviously like this video if you like this topic. Bye.